Hey, thanks for joining the quick product demo for a typical journey map for an exporter or a distributor in a Indian or a foreign large to medium enterprise context. As you know, a large part of the exporter importer related work goes in through document flow leading to fund flow leading to goods flow. Document preparation is the first step. So exporter has to deal with the on an average it depends. You take a large enterprise and they deal with say about 1000 to 2000 shipments a month. Each shipment has on an average about 5 to 6 documents that the exporter has to prepare and send across. Work closely with what they call as customs house agents who work with in tandem with the customs at the port of departure. Now the exporter plant, let us say, prepares a documentation called the export invoice. A sample of it looks like this. The usual suspects, right? HSN number, the buyer details and exporter details and so on. And this is in the case of a pre-shipment use case. And this has to be compared, a tax invoice or a commercial invoice, etc. has to be compared with the IceGate, which is the CHA prepared documentation they submit to customs. And a sample looks like this, a shipping bill. It has the details of the consignee, the details on the incentives the exporter has availed, destination, HSN codes of what is the product that is being, items that are being exported, benefits that are being availed, details of the exporter themselves and so on. Now, these have to adhere to what the exporter lays as norms of a CTQ or a critical to quality parameter checklist, and this checklist manifesto is paramount. Now, Liquid Mind's job is, as I had explained earlier, a agentic workflow which simplifies this entire end-to-end workflow for comparing and extracting the documents, making sure that there is mapping done. There is a huge discrepancy between the plant's invoice items, key value details versus what the details that they get from say shipping bill, and it could vary at scale. And in a large enterprise context, let's say the example I gave you of say 1000 to 2000 shipments a month, there is an army of people deployed to solve for this validation, extraction, comparison, and there is a huge scope for redundancy, errors, and that error can manifest and create huge problems for the exporters because the items the consignment can get rejected at the port of departure, or worse still, it can get rejected at the port of entry even if it passes muster somehow. And in the India context, we have seen many such exporters being penalized and maybe incentives not being redeemable because the entries went wrong in the customs filing with the shipping bill and so on. So we give a snapshot summary. Before that, I'll quickly take you through a typical journey map of the exporter itself on how they upload the documents and so on. So this is what the exporter, so this is TradeGuard, our flagship application, the document verification step. They upload the documents and then it goes into extraction phase, and that is the extraction phase, and thereon it goes into the comparison mapping phase, and then it submits a report, right, which basically flags all these details. The report is as follows, and this report is incredibly valuable in the sample raw format of the report looks something like this. A CTQ, critical to quality parameter, could be, as an example, a consignee name or a name address of exporter and so on, compared to what you're seeing here, and then flagging inconsistencies and weight of the LLM models, the large language models and the agentic AI workflows that we have deployed. And this can run at scale. For example, in a typical large enterprise context of the previous use case, say 2000 shipments a month or 1000 shipments a month, the army of the 100 or 50 people that they had at peak export time and shipment time, working say non-stop 18 hours a day for months on end, can be minimized to and shrunk to as in parallel processing and containerized approach and passing it through our LLMs with high accuracy. It improves productivity, time motion efficiency, cost savings, and as this dashboard which we are flagging, there are very dimensional aspects we can validate it against. One could be geopolitical risk. You're sending it to a country you shouldn't be shipping. maybe there are SCOMET regulations, sensitive chemicals, organisms, engineering and technology goods that are being exported, which are say dual use or whatever, right, barred at export, document inconsistencies, letter of credit inconsistencies in the myriad use cases for pre and post shipment, the documents that get compared, and we flag those in the form of a very quick dashboard and show value as well. So it's not just all bottom line and cost savings alone or time motion improvement or productivity as is the norm with any AI system, but in this agentic AI workflow for Liquid Mind that we have built through TradeVeda, it can also flag financial loss averted of, hey, we flagged this, we saved you so much in incentives, we by you deploying our solution and improvement in this productivity and minimizing the documentation errors, there was so much savings that you got, and also you were able to deploy that resource to better use in other use cases, and a loss aversion metric, if you will, and also HS code classifications, there are misclassifications and so on that we also flag. So hope you enjoyed the product demo. This is a snippet of what TradeVeda's capabilities in agentic AI space for workflow management for exporters is today. Thank you.